Hi there and welcome to Realities Unlimited. I'm Don McCaskill, I'm your host, and this week we got some news from Warner Brothers, a little bit of Dracula news, and as it keeps coming up, some Doctor Who news. Not that I'm sorry about having Doctor Who news, I like Doctor Who. But we're going to start off with some Warner Brothers news. Apparently the CEO of Warner Brothers Pictures that is, Kevin Sujahura, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's a complicated name. He has said that he would like to see a Wonder Woman TV series or movie be produced. Now, this is something that Warner Brothers has worked on in the past. There was a pilot made a couple of years ago for a Wonder Woman TV series. I've actually seen it. I have to say it was horrid. Absolutely horrid. You do not want to see it. Can they make a good Wonder Woman TV series? I think so. The problem is that the best person to make such a series is busy working on the other universe. He's working for Marvel. As a matter of fact, he's pretty much in charge of Marvel, and that would be Joss Whedon. Nobody makes better, strong, powerful female characters. And what they did previously was exactly the opposite of that. This is what Wonder Woman needs. This is what Warner Brothers needs to really tentpole their universe between movies and television shows. Now, Warner Brothers has said in the past that the TV shows do not connect to the movies, and each set of movies don't necessarily connect to another. But now they're starting to make those connections in that we had a Superman movie, we are finished with a series of Batman movies, and now we're going to move into another series of Batman movies that's going to start with the tie-in of the Superman versus Batman movie, or Batman versus Superman, whichever way they end up titling it. So I think it's a good thing that he wants to see a Wonder Woman movie, but they got to find the correct writer for it. They got to find the correct producer and director for it. Otherwise, it's going to be a disaster, and it's going to greatly hurt the DC universe as a whole. Moving forward into television, into the NBC network, they've got an upcoming TV series called Dracula. Premieres on October the 26th, I believe it is. I don't remember what day of the week that is either. But if you look at my blog, to which there's a link down below, there's a whole chart of when new things are premiering this season, and Dracula is listed on there for NBC. But something that NBC has decided to do in order to, I guess, raise awareness for the show or create a tie-in is to start a online web series. I guess this is kind of similar to Doctor Who, where Doctor Who has the mini-sodes that show up online that connect to the whole series, but the series isn't lost without having seen any of them. So that's a good thing. Speaking of Doctor Who, a couple of interesting pieces of news have cropped up in the last week or so. First of all, there's been a rumor running around that BBC has gotten their hands on something like 106 missing episodes. Now, if you're not aware of what this is about, Doctor Who spans 50 years. As a matter of fact, next month, on the November 23rd, they're celebrating the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who, 50 years since its launch, since it's first premiered on television. And back in the 60s and 70s, BBC had a lot of TV shows only on videotape, larger format, not VHS cassettes or anything, but still it was on videotape. And it got expensive to keep buying new tape for each episode of each show that they shot. So it was decided to erase a lot of the old shows and use that videotape to record new shows onto. Sort of a budget saving measure. We almost lost Monty Python for this exact same reason. And some of the members of Monty Python actually bought all of the tapes, the entire library of Monty Python, to save it from this deletion. Unfortunately, that didn't happen with Doctor Who. At the time that this was done, the series was not as popular. It definitely wasn't shown in reruns, so they deleted it. Now, what has saved some of these episodes, apparently there were something like over 200 that were deleted, but what has saved them was that a lot of countries that broadcast these shows outside of the UK got copies on film stock, so they could transmit them over their airwaves. And that film stock is what has been found. Apparently, the story is that this latest stock has come out of Ethiopia. There's going to be some more news in the next week about exactly what episodes. I know that most of them pertain to the first and second Doctor. So there's a lot of stuff that hasn't been seen in probably 30, 40 years that is going to apparently get re-released on DVD and Blu-ray in this 50th year. So there's some good news. Moving forward in Doctor Who timeline, we have a new Doctor coming on December 25th. We get a reincarnated or regenerated Doctor. The new actor is going to be Peter Capaldi. And Peter Capaldi has appeared in the Doctor Who universe twice in the past. First of all, he appeared in a Russell T Davies episode or production, and then he appeared when Russell T Davies was doing Torchwood, different character, different timeline, or different time, I should say. So there's been a lot of speculation about, well, how does Peter Capaldi exist in the Doctor Who universe in this place and in this place, and now he's become the Doctor. Apparently Stephen Moffat contacted Russell Davies because there was rumor that Russell Davies had an explanation for this, and they're going to feature it in the upcoming season in part of the storyline. So that's something to look forward to. Now, there's also another piece of news that's just come out yesterday, actually, in regards to Stephen Moffat and the characters of the Doctor and the regeneration. There's been this legend, myth, I think, but lots of people say that it's a fact of Doctor Who, that the Doctor can only regenerate 12 times. That's the limit. He can't do it anymore. Well, Peter Capaldi is the 12th Doctor. And if the Doctor can only regenerate 12 times, then he can't regenerate past Peter Capaldi, which doesn't leave much of a future for Doctor Who if we can't reincarnate past Peter Capaldi. The other question becomes, in this 50th anniversary episode coming up on November 23rd, there is another Doctor. A Doctor that doesn't fit into the numbering scheme. And that is still a regeneration. And the thing is that we're sort of led to believe that this Doctor is a Doctor that existed sometime between the 8th and the 9th Doctor, which actually means that Peter Capaldi is not the 12th, he's the 13th. Well, in order to have a 13th, there has to be an explanation of how we get past 12, which is what everybody says the canon says. So this is something that's probably going to be explained in the 50th anniversary and in continuing the mythos of Doctor Who. So keep your eyes open. We've got, I believe it's 45 days to the 50th anniversary episode. It's going to be an incredible episode, I think. I think they brought a lot of good talent into this and a lot of big production, and that's everything I got for you this week. So see you next time.